Hello everybody, welcome back to Hogi Gardens for episode number 10. As you can see, we're pushing more mulch into the beds. Today we planted a bunch of new plants. That is a Picea glauca pendula, weeping white spruce. That is a Picea pungens glauca procumbens that has been staked vertical. There's my wife out chopping more blackberries down, these small saplings, so we can keep dumping on all those burned out beds. Today we accomplished quite a bit with the excavator. Have some video coming up to show that more, but just trying to give a step-by-step of what we're doing. So you can see this is all freshly cut. My wife just went over all this with the bladed trimmer, so it gives us a nice base to just dump this right on. It's kind of nice because the blackberries, all the little stems and sticks and whatnot, give some structure there to hold on these steep hills for the wood mulch. I love it when my wife picks up the camera and shoots some video. She gets a different perspective than what I shoot. I really like this shot, how you can see all the specimen conifers starting to pop up and take shape with this wood mulch as a base. It's going to really make everything pop. And once we get more of our ground level flowers and different flowering shrubs, fruit trees, it'll just give a lot of different textures and heights, which is another thing, all these different mounds we have. It's, fun little romantic pathways to walk around and not know what's coming around the corner. Just things like that. That's, what we're trying to accomplish with this botanical garden. One idea I was having was, maybe do like a troll series or some little woodland creatures, like, whether it be little fairies or gargoyles or gnomes, or I don't know, just something where we could do little themed gardens. If you have any ideas, maybe leave us some in the comments. So we pushed a whole bunch of mulch down one of the main roads. So right here I'm just kind of working that road, piling it up on the beds, and then I'll push it up over the beds into the smaller pathways, where we can't get the dozer in to push a volume of this stuff in. So it's just got to be kind of done with the small equipment or by a wheelbarrow. So we prefer to use this machine because it's a lot quicker than using a wheelbarrow, obviously. So just kind of have to chip at it a little bit at a time. But in just today, I mean, it's kind of crazy to see how much can get accomplished in one day with this machine doing this. I really thought it was going to take more time, but yeah, this has really been wonderful. This gives a better shot of what I was talking about with having it all piled onto a roadway right there. Can't really see the road, but that's where I'm digging it off, and in this particular spot it's about 3.5 feet deep, so I'm just barely touching the road right there. So I'm piling it up in front of me, picking away the road. I'll just keep working my way in. So this is that main road that she's walking along here. So you can see some of the volunteer trees on the right there. Those are all going to be alder trees, just little saplings. We're leaving some of them because they're nitrogen fixers. So that's getting back to the permaculture ways of doing things. Plus they'll provide shade for some of the new plantings we're putting in, and just biomass. So it's good to leave the pioneer trees when you're doing new landscapes like this, because you can always cut them down. Well, I mean, you should really cut them down in 4 or 5 years, unless you're doing some kind of a natural garden. Or native garden, I should say. It's all natural. You can see some of the areas she's having to work with. This she just got done with, but you can see the blackberries all piled up there. Some of them are a real pain to get through. They're easily 2-inch diameter. It's like cutting down small trees. So those trees right there is actually our property line, and then it wraps around the corner and goes back out to the highway. Wanted to give you one more shot of my wife in action with the steel equipment. So let's enjoy this.